So today's topic is surrender. And so I'm going to use a little wintergreen essential oil. And wintergreen is the oil of surrender. And when we think about, so I invite you to use this, any oil that you have available, just to support you in your practice today. And maybe at some point, wintergreen might become a part of your life, but we'll take an oil and just rub it into the hands and then just breathe it in. Take 3 deep breaths. And then if you want, you can put the rest of the oil that's on your hands on your heart space. So oftentimes when we think of surrender, we think of surrender as like, right, the losing team surrenders, right? Or in war, the losers surrender. But this is a different kind of surrender. Surrender is about surrendering to the bigger energy to have this guidance in our life. So before I teach a class, I almost always choose some kind of angel card for some guidance. And the card that wanted to come today was surrender and release. And that's a daily practice, something we can work with every day. And surrender and release means letting go and allowing God and the angels to help you. Everything that you release will either be replaced by something better or will be returned to you healed. So a beautiful thought to go into the day with every day, any day. So we'll begin by finding a comfortable seat. Let's come to our mat. And coming to a comfortable seated position, you might want a blanket or a block to sit on so you're comfortable. If the knees are higher than the hips, you're going to want something to sit on so that as you tilt the pelvis, the knees can come down and the pelvis can be nice and lifted. So it looks more like that. So as you find that comfortable seat, we'll start by just taking 3 fallout breaths. So a deep breath in and a sighing out breath. Let the mouth fall open and let the breath kind of fall out. I'm just doing that 3 times. Letting go of any tension. So there's that release, letting go. To have this time on the mat be nourishing. So any tension that we hold can be replaced by something better. Good. And then we'll start to tune in to our breath and begin to incorporate that ujjayi breath, that ocean sounding breath. We'll be breathing in and out through the nose. But just like as you would breathe, like if you were fogging up your glasses or a mirror, you'd make a slight ha sound with the breath. That's what the ujjayi breath is. It's like that breath moves over the back of the throat, making that slight ha sound. And you can try it with the mouth open, but typically we like to do this eventually with the mouth closed. So we're breathing in and out through the nose. Belly expanding with the in-breath. Drawing in with the out-breath. Feeling the gentle movement of the breath over the back of the throat with each out-breath. It sounds a little like the ocean, a nice, calm, clear day. And I always like to begin a practice with setting an intention. So it can be an intention for the practice or an intention for your day. I invite you to bring the hands together at the heart. And your affirmation could be something like, I am calm and centered and clear. Or it can be, I let go of what no longer serves me. What replaces that is all goodness. And then just releasing the hands. And let's find our way to hands and knees. So just know that if you use a little blanket, you can place the knees over the blanket so there's less pressure on the kneecaps and you're more on the way to the shins. And then planting the hands. Good. And then start with a little cat and cow, again, synchronizing that movement with breath. So drawing navel towards spine, let the back round, drawing chin toward chest. And breathing here. And as you're ready, with an in-breath, lifting the tail, feeling the movement move up your spine, staying connected to the core, and lifting the gaze in cow pose and being here and breathing. So a breath cycle or two in each posture. And then with the out breath, once again, move the tailbone toward the floor, back rounding, chin toward chest. In breath, tailbone lifts, and eventually the gaze lifts also. And just taking a few rounds of that cat and cow. Staying connected to the breath. And then returning to neutral. Let's curl the toes into the mat, walk the hands back toward the knees, and lifting the knees. So you might separate the feet apart and even rock a little side to side. I'm gonna scooch that out of the picture here. And rock a little side to side. So if that's too much pressure on the knees, by all means, you could do that this way. So find the range of motion that feels good when we look for what we can do. Rather than what we can't, we find a lot more space. Good. And then come back to center and just be here in a nice, easy forward fold. And then start to let the knees bend and slowly uncurling to come to standing. Good. So as we come to standing, I'm going to do something I call sun squats. So it's like a little bit like sun salutations, but it's just in one position. Okay, let's take the feet a little bit wide. Good. In breath, reaching the arms up, bringing the hands together, sending the hips back, coming all the way down into a high squat, and then hands to the earth. That's the in breath. And then out breath, forward fold, uncurling to standing. Good. So it's 4-part breath. In breath, reaching up. Out breath, hands come down into the squat, right? In breath, hands to the earth. Out breath, forward fold. In breath, reaching out and up. So I'll do that sideways too. So feet wide, good. Out breath, sitting back. In breath, hands to the earth. Out breath, forward fold. In breath, reaching out and up. Good. Exhaling, coming all the way down once again. Staying connected to that core. In breath, hands to the floor. Out breath, forward fold. Feel your legs strong here. Kneecaps lift. Slowly uncurling as your feet press the earth away, sending the arms out and up. And last time. It's a nice way just to warm up the body in the morning. Good. And then bringing the hands back to the heart. Okay. And now let's do something called washing out. I love this one. I call it washing out and tapping in. So you let the arms just kind of wrap around you. So there's no efforting. We're just kind of letting go, surrendering the movement of the arms as we move from the core, the torso. The arms wrap around. And what's interesting to me about this one is as the arms wrap around the back, you can see they kind of wrap against the kidney area. The kidney area, the kidneys are like the gutter system for the body. They cleanse and release what no longer serves us. So as we wrap around, it's a mild twist, but it gives us energy. It gives us energy. It's a space to bring more goodness in and to clear out. So sometimes I even like to name what I'm letting go of here. So letting go of fear or anxiety or worries, letting go of judgments of ourselves and others. Good. Just let it wash out, breathe it out. And as that feels complete, let your arms come back to neutral. Pause to just notice. And then let's take the arms into the air once again, and then just tap in. Tap, tap, tap on the head. Tap in all the goodness. Tap, 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 tap. On the forehead and the cheeks and the upper lip and lower lip and under the collarbones and the heart center. Feel the vibration of the heart. The sound vibration of the heart is ah. So you can even sing the ah sound. And the belly and the solar plexus. And the sound of the solar plexus is the O sound. And you can sing that too if you like. Oh. Good. And then down, down, all the way down the legs to the feet and tapping the feet and up the back of the legs, all the way up the back of the legs to the low back and that kidney area. And the kidney sound is ooh. Ooh. Good. And then pause to notice. That's a nice cleansing and tapping in the good, remembering the good. So let's do a little triangle pose. So we'll step out with your left foot and step back with the right. So the toes of the back foot are going to turn in and the toes of the forward foot are straight ahead and bringing the arms out shoulder height. Good. And then sending that back, hip back. We're going to try and not lock that knee because we don't want to be in the joints. We want to use our muscles to keep us strong. Good. So the knee is not bent, but it's not hyperextending locked either. So micro bend in the knee and then reaching that forward arm out over the toes of that forward foot and then exhale, lowering that hand down. So we're reaching up as much as we're reaching down. And it's a little reminder of that ability that here we are on earth. That's the reaching down, reaching into the earth. We live in this world. And yet there's this formless energy, this support from above, from all around us. And so here we can feel this balance of above and below, heaven and earth. Always we can get our support. And then reaching straight up as we come up, bringing the arms out once again. So then just turning that left foot in and turning that right foot out. Good. Sending that left hip back as you reach the right arm out. Good. Exhale, coming down one more time. Reaching up, reaching down. Steady, deep breaths. You got this. Triangle pose is just a wonderful, it's a forward bend. It's a little bit of a back bend at the same time. So it's a forward bend for your hamstrings, a little back bend in the upper back. It's also a twist. So we get a lot of bang for the buck in triangle pose. Good. In breath coming all the way up, bringing the arms out, shoulder height, and then pivot once again. So let's go back to the first side, and this time we'll do warrior. Good, and this time bending that forward knee. So warrior, we don't think of surrender with warriors, but in a sense, we have to surrender sometimes to a higher power. So as we take that arm up, reaching up, that it actually fills us with a steadiness and a soft gaze and a strength that we didn't know we had. Good, so start to straighten that leg and then pivot and turn the opposite foot out. Bending the knee. Good, softening the gaze. And then turning that forward palm up as you reach up. And breathing. Surrender and release. And then turning the inside edges of the feet so they're parallel. And rooting into the ball of the foot, bring the heels in. So now the feet, like a little plie almost. So knees can bend. This is called goddess pose. And we bend at the elbows, goddess, feeling our goddess strength. And the strength of the goddess is this inner strength, this inner ability to tune in, to let go of what doesn't serve. And so in this pose, let's bring the arms, cross the right arm over the left. And so you could start with just giving yourself a little hug or taking the fingertips up. And so we've got eagle arms in goddess pose. And breathing. Eagle is about intuition and inner guidance, inner knowing. And the goddess pose is about the feminine. Good, so we'll come back through goddess and bring the other arm under. Good, you can do it. Your legs are getting tired now, aren't they? Yes, you can do it. You can do it. Maybe even lower just a little bit more. You can do it. You have that inner fortitude, that inner strength. Good, and then reach the arms out, straighten the legs, star pose. Turn the toes forward again, inside edges of the feet parallel. And breathe. Awesome. Exhaling, hinging forward, bringing the hands to the mat, and we're going to walk the hands around to the side. So we come to downward facing dog. A nice long spine. It's okay if the heels don't come to the mat. There's no race to get there. That's one thing we can let go of. Having things need to be a certain way, right? And then come to plank pose. Feel free to take that knees down. It's your inner guidance, your inner choice to find what supports you. And so as you feel your strength here in knee down plank, feel free to use that blanket under the knees. Shoulders are broad. Good. And then bend the elbows just a little bit and then press yourself back up. So it's just a micro baby step push up. You got this. Just 2 or 3. You can do it. And then lower yourself all the way to the mat. Awesome. And then just stretch that left arm out. You're gonna roll onto your left side. Let your right arm reach out and over. Bring that right leg out in front of you. So your body makes like a big X on the floor. This is a divine stretch. This is where we open up And when we open up the body, we open to receive the goodness that life has to offer. We let go of tension. Good. And then bring that hand to center and then over to the opposite side. Bringing that left out in front, left leg out in front and left arm out behind. Breathing. And just enjoying the breath, enjoying the sensations of opening the body. And if you like, take one more time on each side and going at your own pace. Over time, you might find you just like to open up into your own practice. Just jump on your mat on your own and discover what your body wants at any time. But then as that feels complete, come all the way onto your back. And as you come onto your back, just hugging the knees in toward the chest. You could give a little rock side to side. You might take a little alternate knee to chest, mindfully connected to the core. You can mix that up as you move through your days of this practice. And then bringing the feet back to the mat to set up for bridge pose. And rooting down into the feet and lifting the hips, interlacing the fingers underneath you. And rolling the shoulder blades together and down the back. Good. And you might imagine just like a small beach ball between your knees so that the knees don't splay wide, but at the same time, they stay in line with the hips. So they're not coming in either, but we want to use the muscles of the legs as if you are holding something there. And then just feel the rise and fall of the breath in the belly. And then releasing the arms and slowly lowering yourself back to the mat. And then setting yourself up for a little relaxation. Stretching the legs out, let the arms be alongside you, tuning into the breath, letting the feet fall open. And this pose we've referred to as Shavasana or Savasana, and it's Sanskrit for corpse pose, the ultimate surrender in life, the ultimate letting go. And we practice this pose because we all need opportunities in our day to let go, to surrender what no longer serves us, to bring our awareness into the present and let our body and mind and spirit be restored, to be filled with good and light as we let go of anything that we're complete with. And so beginning by just allowing any tension in your body to dissolve. Relaxing the muscles of the face and the temples, jaw, throat, and neck. Relaxing the shoulders and arms, and hands. Softening the belly, relaxing the hips, bringing ease into the muscles of the legs and ankles and feet. Feeling the whole body relaxed, calm and centered. Now beginning to deepen the breath. And bending the knees. And when you're ready, rolling to one side. And then pressing yourself up to seated. Bringing yourself back to here and now. And beginning your day. Thank you for beginning your day with me. Blessings and namaste.